कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारि यमुनातीरावनचारि जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा गोकुलानंद राधे जय राधा गोकुलानंद गोकुलानंद राधे जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय सीता राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. So recite the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमां विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं कृष्णचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ॐ तत्सत्। So today we are reading Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, text 22. My humble obeisances to all the devotees assembled here. I seek your blessings, and I'm really fortunate to be able to discuss Bhagavad Gita today, this verse, for my purification. So it is 522, Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness. That's the chapter. Ye hi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate आद्यन्त्वन्तः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः. Ye, those, he, certainly, samsparshaja, by contact with the material senses, bhoga, enjoyments, dukkha, distress, yona, yaha, sources of, eva, certainly, they are, adi, beginning, anta, end, Vanta, subject to, Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. No, never, Teshu, in those, Ramate, takes delight. Buddha, the intelligent person. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Material sense pleasures are due to the contact of the material senses, which are all temporary because the body itself is temporary. A liberated soul is not interested in anything which is temporary. Knowing well the joys of transcendental pleasures, how can a liberated soul agree to enjoy false pleasure? In the Padma Purana it is said, Ramante yogino nante satyanande chidatmane iti rama padena sau param brahma bhi dhiyate. The mystics derive unlimited transcendental pleasures from the absolute truth, and therefore the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, it is also known as Rama. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also, 551, it is said, Nayam deho deha bhajam naraloke kashtan kaman arhate vidbhujam ye tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhyet yasmad brahma sukhyam tvanantam. My dear sons, there is no reason to labor very hard for sense pleasure. While in this human form of life, such pleasures are available to the stool eaters, hogs. Rather, you should undergo penances in this life by which your existence will be purified. And as a result, you will be able to enjoy unlimited transcendental bliss. Therefore, those who are true yogis or learned transcendentalists are not attracted by sense pleasures, which are the causes of continuous material existence. The more one is addicted to material pleasures, the more he is entrapped by material miseries. Okay, so very wonderful verse here, very, very practical for our daily life and for us to apply. So, okay, so in the beginning, in this chapter, the way it starts, it's actually Arjuna is confused. It starts with Arjuna's confusion, right? Bhagavad Gita is spoken on the battlefield, and it's a conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. So, in the 4th chapter, as the chapter ends, Krishna tells Arjuna that to give up the action. What he means is to give up the fruitive action. And he also talks about sannyasa, which is detachment, complete like renunciation of action. So Arjuna is confused in the beginning of 5th chapter. He's saying whether I should renounce the action or I should do action. Should I fight or should I not fight? What is the right thing for me to do? So Krishna says, for you, Arjuna, right thing to do is to do action, your prescribed duty, which is to fight the war as a Kshatriya. And you are a dharmic prince, you are from this dynasty who follows dharma. So your duty is to fight against adharma, which is all the Kauravas and Duryodhan who have taken away their kingdom wrongfully. So you need to perform the action. So now at this point also Krishna explains what is the sannyasa of action and what is karma yoga. So actually karma yoga is right for Arjun because it is sannyasa in action. How? How it is in action is that he is supposed to work with detachment. When we have knowledge who we are, which is discussed in the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita from 11th to 30th verse, that we are this soul, not the body, right? Sankhya Yoga. So basically Sankhya is analysis of matter and spirit, body and spirit, the soul. Body is made of earth, water, fire, air, ether, right? And then the subtle body is made up of mind, intelligence, false ego. So Sankhya is basically analysis of all these 23 elements that we are made up of and connecting it to the Supreme. That basically the source of all of this is Krishna, right? Because we are part and parcel of Krishna, our soul. Mamaivamso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. And as we know, even in anything non-living also, in every particle, there is super soul. For example, the taste of water is Krishna, right? So any solid particle attains that dharma, nature of it being solid, comes from Krishna. So even in the non-living thing, there is Krishna as super soul. Within us also, our soul is part of Krishna. He is our eternal Father. So our identity is Jivera Swarupohoi Krishnera Nityadas. We are his servant or we are his child. But what has happened is that when we embodied, we came in, the soul is embodied. We are in this material world. That is the main issue. The problem is, soul is spiritual, but body is material. So because we are in this body, now we are affected by Maya. And so the whole issue is there. Now this material body has so many senses and it has so many attraction to so many sense objects around us, right? Especially grihasthas. We live in this material world. We don't live in an ashram. We are exposed to so many things that as we drive, as we go out, as we go to drop our children at school or at college, or we have to socialize, we have to meet so many people, and there are so many sense objects around us, so many impressions. So when we come in contact, what happens is we get attracted. Like for example, our senses, the tongue wants to eat delicious food. The hand wants to touch something soft. We want to hear music that might take us into the mode of passion. And there is attraction sometimes to beautiful people around us. So all these things happen. But what we need to do is that we need to purify ourselves, basically. So what we need to do is that this material world, okay, there are so many pleasures, as this verse clearly says, right? What it says, let's read. That in 22nd verse, it says that sense enjoyment is so distressful. One brings senses in contact with sense objects, as I just was telling you, all the different senses, and there are so many sense objects, then there is attraction. So then one wants to enjoy. And at the same time, as we are grihastha, we can't really get away from it either. But so it causes distress, because this enjoyment in the material world is temporary. Because this world is temporary, this body is temporary, and yes, it is temporary. It has beginning and end, as the verse clearly says, yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adi antavantah konteya. It has beginning, it has end. And the one who is very intelligent, Buddha, Nateshu ramate Buddha, he will not indulge in this kind of sense enjoyment if he is very intelligent. So every soul is seeking unlimited pleasure. The problem with the material desires and sense enjoyment is that one desire is fulfilled, next one is pops up anyway. That's how the mind works, right? The mind does thinking, willing, and feeling. And the problem is the false ego. In the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam, I think 7th chapter, Maitreya and Vidura, they are having a conversation where Vidura asks Maitreya that if the soul is spiritual and if everybody has super soul, the Lord in the heart, then how comes one is suffering? One should not be suffering, right? If pure soul is pure and along with that super soul is also there. So Maitreya answers that the whole issue is the misidentification. The soul is, because it's embodied in this material body, it is misidentifying itself with the body. For example, say everybody has experienced probably that in sleep we dream sometimes, right? We have a dream. And if that dream is not very, pleasing, sometimes what happens is it's a very distressful dream, or someone is chasing us, or there is a thief in the house, or something like that happens. And then this person who's sleeping is actually in sleeping, but is identifying with that person in the dream who is him. And he's thinking, oh my God, this thief is chasing me or something, or he's entered the house and he's got a knife, whatever. So he's very, very scared. But the minute he wakes up, he realizes, oh, that was happening in the dream. It's not reality, and he is all fine. Right? So what happened? He was suffering only till the time he was identifying with himself in the dream. But when he wakes up, he finds that, I am okay actually. That was a dream. This is me. So that's what's happened with us, that we are identifying, even though we are spirit soul with this body, I am thinking this is me, this is this body that I have, this the role I am playing is all in all. But no, the body is going to end. This body is going to finish one day. That is the eternal truth. That is the truth which is guaranteed. Though a lot of us feel that, we will never die. But this will happen to us also. Death will come. And that is as sure as anything. So yes, we really need to take care of this soul and nourish the soul really. Think about the soul. And the only way to be happy is, Dhruv Maharaj says in the 4th canto, in the 9th chapter, he says that there is only 2 ways to be happy in this world. And if pleasure has to be attained, it can be attained only in 2 ways. So what are the 2 ways to attain happiness? It's either by meditating on the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. We can see here how beautiful our Gokulananda's lotus feet are. So beautiful. And Lord Ram, Lord Lakshman, Hanumanji, Gaur Nitai. We can see their beautiful lotus feet. We can see little Krishna's beautiful feet. So meditating on these feet, what does it mean by serving their lordships? Here we make garlands, here we cook for Krishna, there are pujaris who dress all the deities beautifully, someone is managing their jewelry, and someone is polishing all the paraphernalia nicely, washing them, keeping everything ready time to time. So these are the various services one can be involved in, that comes under meditating on lotus feet of Supreme Lord. Various services, not only the deities, but serving the other Vaishnavas in the temple, book distribution, preaching service, cleaning the temple. There are so many services, and during festival we can see that they just multiply here. It's huge. Bhaktivedanta Manor is huge. Our festivals are beautiful, and there are thousands of volunteers every year. So we can do that. Secondly, the way to attain happiness is by hearing Krishna Katha in association of devotees. So these are really the two ways that will give us permanent happiness of the soul. So, and Dhruva Maharaj says this verse standing in front of Lord Vishnu. Dhruva does such a 6 months penance because he had this desire to have a kingdom bigger than his grandfather, because his stepmother had insulted him. And as a child, as a Kshatriya, his blood was boiling that, I will show. That's how he started off doing penance after taking the guidance and instruction of his spiritual master Narad Muni. But after praying, when Lord Vishnu comes in front of him, there is a beautiful verse from Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya. It is, I will recite that verse and we will see what Dhruva says. He says that I was after broken pieces of glass when I had this desire of a great kingdom, because it is actually a material desire, right? But after seeing Lord Vishnu, he feels I've got like a beautiful big pristine diamond. Now I don't want, if you have a beautiful great diamond, you don't want broken pieces of glass, right? So that's the realization of Dhruv Maharaj. So he says, Thana Bhilasi Tapasi Sthitoham Tvam Praptavan Deva Munindra Guhyam Kacham Vichinvan Api Divya Ratnam Swamin Kritarthosmi Varam Na Yache. When Dhruva was being blessed by Supreme Personality of Godhead, Dhruva Maharaj said, "O my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe types of penance and austerity. Now I have gotten you, who are very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons and kings to attain. I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I have found a most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask any benediction from you." So this is the realization of Dhruv Maharaj. And in the fourth canto also, as I said, he says there are only two ways to be happy. Meditate on the lotus feet of Lord and hear Krishna Katha with devotees. So there is this verse, Ya nivrutistanu brutam tava pada padma dhyanat bhavajjana katha shravanena vasyat sa brahmani svamahimanya pinathama kim tvat antaka silulitat patatam vimanat. So he says, my Lord, the transcendental bliss derived from meditating upon your lotus feet or hearing about your glories from pure devotees is so unlimited that it is far beyond the stage of Brahmananda. Brahmananda is the happiness of being liberated, liberation. When you leave this material world and you liberate, he says this happiness is even bigger than that. What is that happiness? Serving the lotus feet of Krishna and his devotees. Since Brahmananda is also defeated by the transcendental bliss derived from devotional service, then what to speak of the temporary blissfulness of elevating oneself to the heavenly planets? Okay, he doesn't want any of these. He just wants devotional service, bhakti. Although one may be elevated to the heavenly planets, he falls down in due course of time, right? So we know that if someone goes to heavenly planets because they've earned their piety, then even once they go there, when that is exhausted, they need to come down to earthly planet. So even that is temporary. So what is permanent is the happiness we get by performing bhakti yoga, which is devotional service to the Lord. And bhakti yoga, devotional service, what it means is it is done nishkam karma yoga, right? Here Arjuna is told to do karma yoga. So what is karma actually? So karma is basically any action that is performed, any normal action. Secondly, karma can also be classified as a fruitive action. I am doing some action, but I desire some result. So that is fruitive action. Third action is the prescribed action. So what is my prescribed action as a grihastha, as a housewife? If I do that, that is also comes under karma. So first normal action, fruitive action, prescribed action, then reaction to action can also be called karma, and the whole chain of action reaction is also called karma. Now here Arjuna is asked to do karma yoga. So karma yoga, nishkam karma yoga means doing your action with detachment. Means you are not wanting any results of your karma. You are offering it to Krishna with devotion. So you are offering all the results, you are doing it with detachment, and you are also doing your duty. So all that comes under Nishkam Karma Yoga, which is detached work, and results are offered to Krishna with love. So that is Nishkam Karma Yoga. And here Arjuna had asked whether I should renounce. Now what happens in renunciation or gnana is that because this person has full knowledge, he is in full detachment, full knowledge, so he does not have to do any action. It is fine for him to renounce action because he has attached to the spirit. He has understood what is what. So he has the Sankhya knowledge, as we discussed earlier. He has Gnana knowledge. He knows his identity. And so he need not perform action. But sometimes he performs action to set an example. And in Bhagavad Gita and in Bhagavatam also we see that Lord Krishna himself sets an example of how a grihastha should be. If we see how he lives in Dwarka with all the children and queens. So Janak Maharaj, all of them, they have performed action even though they could have renounced. They were at that level, but they are doing it to set an example. So I was coming to this point here, that here Arjuna has to do the action because we cannot prematurely leave everything and take sannyas, right? We can't do that. Because to take sannyas, we really need to be purified. We need to be at that level, which we are not. So if we are not completely purified of our desires, what I mean purification is desires. We all have material desires. So if we are not purified, we need to purify by practicing, by doing our prescribed duty. Try to do it with detachment. How? By offering results to Krishna. Then it becomes devotional activity, and slowly we will graduate. Along with that, we will also develop gnana, knowledge about Krishna, and slowly renunciation, detachment will come. So for us grihasthas, we really need to bring balance. So detachment doesn't mean that we should be responsible to our work. And being responsible to our work and duties doesn't mean we become too attached to everything that is around us, right? So it's like bringing that balance. Okay, I will do my work, but I will not get too attached also, because that is going to cause me bondage. As this verse says, 522, why we are repeating this birth and death cycle is because of the bondage, the attachment that we have with everyone, everything around us. Yes, we love our family, we love people around us, we have to do our action, but keeping this consciousness that these children that are given to me, they actually belong to Krishna. There is nothing really that is ours. So if we see them as children of God, they are given to us under our care. Let's bring them up nicely as children of Krishna. Let's give them Krishna consciousness. Then Krishna will be very happy. If we give them this knowledge, then in this birth also they will get a chance to make advancement in their spiritual journey and move on in the next life with that advancement. Because in 2.40 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, right, Neha Bhikramanashosti. So any advancement made in bhakti in any life, it is never lost. It carries forward in the next life. Because we see, right, sometimes there are such very young children, but you ask them any philosophical question, they have the answers, they will recite the shlokas so nicely, they have this affinity and liking to singing bhajans and all this. So where did this come from? It came from their previous life. And now they are given a chance, they are born in a devotee family, they will carry forward that, they will continue their bhakti. So Krishna says, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwara Surudam Sarva Bhutanam Gnatva Mam Shantim Richati. So Krishna is actually the proprietor, owner of everything. Nothing is ours. If you think about the property or the house, right, it is under our name in the paper. Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki jai, Sitaram Lakshmi Hanuman ki jai, Gaur Nitai ki jai. So Aarti will be at 7 p.m. So we have another 20 minutes for discussion, and then we'll all stand up and we will attend the Aarti. So I was saying that we are given this chance to this human birth to purify ourselves, and even in the purport Srila Prabhupada says, right, that what is the difference between us and the animals. He clearly says here that in this human form of life, such pleasures are available to hogs as well. I mean, what are the animals doing? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. What is the difference between us and them? That we can rationalize, we can ask questions, we can think, we can ask about our identity, our existence, where we came from. We can have Brahma Jigyasa, right? We can have this inquisitiveness. So we should make use of it. And basically, if we do that, then that is the goal of life. So coming back to that balance, I was saying that we cannot ignore our body. Yes, while we are in this material body, we need to look after it. We need to take care of it. We need to maintain our body. Because if we are in good health, we'll be able to do services also. We'll be able to spend good quality time with family. But at the same time, along with self-preservation, one must cultivate self-realization. That is the ultimate goal. So do the necessary to live a good life, maintain health, earn living, everything in a nice way. But at the same time, side by side, we should not wait for old age when I will open Bhagavad Gita. No, side by side, we need to know what is our real identity, and that is in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, in the purports of Srila Prabhupada. So self-realization is basically knowing our identity. We are part and parcel of Krishna. He is our Supreme Father, and He is our best well-wisher. And we need to take care of our soul. We need to feed the soul with Krishna Katha, so that there are so many, talking about myself, in the heart, there are so many impurities and contaminations, like there is lust, there is anger, there is greed, there is envy. And in the third canto of Bhagavatam, 15th chapter, there is a beautiful description of Vaikuntha planets. That how the Vaikuntha, the spiritual world, Vaikuntha planet, and higher than that is Goloka. But in Vaikuntha planet also there is Lord Vishnu, and there are so many other devotees who look like Lord Vishnu, four-armed, and they are so beautiful, their partners are beautiful, there are birds, there are beautiful flowers, and there everyone wants the other devotee to worship Krishna. They are saying, you go in front and worship Krishna. You take this, exclusive service. Why? Because they are not envious. They are happy that, there is this description that there are beautiful birds, like there is peacocks, there are parrots, there are cuckoos, and they have such melodious voices, right? So when they sing, it must be so mesmerizing in the spiritual world. But when this bumblebee comes, and bumblebee doesn't look that pretty either, does it? It's like it's black, this bumblebee, and the bumblebee just goes zzz, like that, right? Zzz. So these birds, cuckoo birds and all, will say, oh, you go in front and speak Hari Katha, and you sing the glories to Krishna. And you can see that he's probably not even singing the glories, but other birds, they want to give service and this happiness to this bee. So, whereas in the material world, I'm not sure how often this happens when there is some nice exclusive service, or so we have to cultivate that. Talking about myself, we have to cultivate this, and this will happen only when we hear Krishna Katha. This is proven that if we hear Krishna Katha, then the heart will purify slowly, slowly with the mercy of the Lord. Because why great souls are purified and self-realized? Because they have realized that there is Krishna within their heart. All of us know there is super soul in the heart, but are we really conscious when we are doing actions, or when we are thinking about others, when we are angry about others? Do we think that, right, Krishna is conscious of this thought? If we were in that consciousness, then we have realized that yes, he is in my heart. But when great devotees have realized Krishna is in their heart, that's why they are great, and that's why they are pure. That's why Lord sits in their heart. So we should not be discouraged, that because Bhagavatam says that it is for non-envious people. It says, I think, Dharma prochita kaitavotra parmo nirmat saranam satam. So Bhagavatam is for the non-envious people, and it is for great souls. So we should also hear Bhagavatam, because if we will keep hearing Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, then slowly our heart will start cleansing, and then we will also relish Krishna Katha. But we have to start by hearing, and it has to be done regularly, and it has to be done ahaitukiya pratihata, right, without any motives. When we speak Hari Katha also, it is for our purification. We are grateful we are given a chance. It's not an opportunity to show how much I know. And when we are hearing also, we are trying to hear with a humble heart, and we are grateful to the speaker. So that is the way Hari Katha is relished. And I also wanted to speak about, because for the New Year's, I wanted to keep this goal. I like this verse very much, Trinadapi Suni Chena. Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. My spiritual master also stresses this a lot, and it's his instructions that we should wear this verse as Kantimala and try to apply. What it means is being humble like grass. You know how grass is so humble. We walk on it, and still it will just go down the blade of grass, and it will come back up. Okay, next person walk on me, no problem. It will provide that softness, and we are trampling on it all the time. So be humble like grass, and amadina manadena, give respect to those who are not even giving you respect, or don't expect it from them. And in that state of mind, kirtaniya sadahari, always chant. Chanting cleanses the heart, and shravanam, hear Hari Katha, and serve, do services. So I wanted this to be the goal, because I do not have any of this. It's very, very hard when we practically have to apply. It is extremely hard, because we know when someone is not respecting us, or they might even insult us in public, or they might show by action that this is, and then to respect that person and to keep respecting continuously, it is so hard. But I heard this Mataji, I was hearing her class as I was driving here. She was saying that we should be grateful to such devotees, such seniors, or such Vaishnavas, because they are our passport to Goloka. They are our ticket to go to the spiritual world, because they are your test. If we can do it here, then we can do it there, right? So Krishna is saying, I'm sending you this test. these people. So please take it as your, they are your passport to go to Goloka, and fine, they are not giving respect. Let's identify ourselves with the soul. Let's pray for them. Everyone actually struggles. Everyone struggles. But we don't know, in different ways people are struggling in this material world. So we should have empathy, we should have sympathy for everyone, and we need to move on. There is this bigger picture. We need to rise above these little differences, and try and make friends with devotees, try and help others, and be humble, because when we are tested, then we really know whether we are humble or not. And when we become a test for someone, we can see whether they are humble or not, right? I mean, we should not judge them. But I'm just saying that for our learning, we do not want to do what they are doing, right? So let's not, and just learn. Okay, this is what happened. Let's not judge other people. But okay, if they are doing this, you notice something. Right, it could be my pride that I perceive envy in others, or it could be my envy that I see pride in others. But let's not do something that someone is doing that is upsetting us. And at the same time, if we will follow all this, try to imbibe good qualities, then we will see transformation in other people also. Otherwise, it will just be like, okay, move on. But that's not nice. We should not give up so easily on people. We should be nice to other devotees, and eventually we should not expect either. We should have the acceptance, then we are happy, right? And in that state of mind, we have to chant, we have to hear, and just do our services nicely. So yeah, that's my goal. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Just give respect to those who are disrespectful, or who hurt, who are showing that, they are not bothered about our feelings. But that's absolutely fine. What does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita? Matra sparshastu konteya sitoshna sukha dukkadaha agama paino nityas tam stitikshasva bharata. We have to really cultivate this tolerance, because even in 522, right, it is saying that there are so many distresses. So what should we do? I mean, there are sense objects around. We do get tempted in material world. We get, there are temptations, but what we have to do is tolerate. Tolerate till the time we die, till the last breath we have to tolerate. And in that state of mind, we need to continuously do Hari Katha, and that is the way to go forward. So I had so many other nice shlokas and everything, but maybe next time. They keep calling me here every other week to come, but I can't come that often also. Wish I came for my purification, but I'll try my best. Maybe next time we can discuss the shlokas. There is one shloka really I like, which is, it's in the second canto. Pibanti ye bhagavata atmana satam kathamrutam shravana puteshu sambritam punanti te vishaya vidushitashayam vrajanti tacharana saroruhantikam. Those who drink through oral reception, fully filled with the nectarian message of Lord Krishna, the beloved of all the devotees, purify the polluted aim of life. So if we hear Bhagavad Gita, it will purify the polluted aim of our life, means our material desires, known as material enjoyment, and thus go back to Godhead, to the lotus feet of Him, the personality of Godhead. So I would like to conclude here, and we have 10 minutes, but 5 minutes we can, if there is any realization from devotees here or anything you want to say, then please go ahead, or we can conclude early. Because I tend to always go till the last minute. I don't realize that, right? I have to stop. So today I keep looking at the clock that, okay, I will stop, literally on time. So, yeah, thank you so much. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Ah, oh, thank you so much. Thank you for being there and listening. So, yeah, it really helps the speaker when there is someone who's there listening because sometimes, like, I speak on Zoom, and Zoom class is like our class, there will be like around 40 devotees are there, but then the videos are off. So online is different. It's difficult. You just feel like you're speaking to the screen, whether there is somebody there or not. But here I could see Mataji, yourself here. Everyone is looked interested. So I thought, okay, it helped me. So thank you so much. Thank you for that. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. But what happens is over a period of time, because we are doing it since COVID time. So now I meet those devotees here now that temple has opened, and I know who's behind that name. So that is helping. Otherwise, it's totally like you're clueless. But it's Hari Katha. So once you start, I think then it's fine, because you are speaking Krishna Katha. And most of the times I'm always last minute to prepare, so I just speak what comes in. It's very spontaneous, so that way Krishna is very merciful. Gokulananda, because I've been coming here since many years, I don't have that fear of sitting here, and so that also helps, because this is like home. We are coming since so many years, so, and the devotees are also very familiar, but now it's growing. So there are so many. It's nice to see always so many newcomers, new faces here, and it's very nice. So please keep coming to Bhaktivedanta Manor, and this is home. Srila Prabhupada and George Harrison gave us. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare.
Let's see who else is coming here today. I could just play household. Do you want to sit? You can try it. blessing. Take Shabbat. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radhe. Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Harivat Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Radhika Kalananda Ji Ki Jai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ji Ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Kipa Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Keshapa. Tatavane Jagat Manalabha Taki Dedi Chai Chai Bhabika Jatara. Chaitashini Rasa Chakradhara Bosi Achi Korachat Rakasib Hasade. Arati Korena Brahma Adi Devagare Nara Hari Adi Kori Shamarajula. Hare Hare bhaje, kanta bhaje, madhur, madhur, madhur bhaje. Shankha bhaje, kanta bhaje, madhur, madhur, madhur bhaje.